Good day, everyone. The topic of today is how to collect footwear impression from a crime scene. How to collect footwear impression from a crime scene. Footwear impressions are the marks left by shoes on surfaces like walls, like furniture, even the body of a victim. And often in crime scenes, this evidence is being overlooked because of lack of training to search for it, to document and to preserve the evidence. Um, there are a lot of benefits or advantage of this type of evidence. The first one is that it can lead to positive identification. It can lead to positive identification. Another number two, it can give us a clue as to the sex of the offender, the suspect. The footwear impression can give us a clue whether the person that came to that crime scene uh, is a man or a woman. Another number three, another thing you can get that can give to us, another information you can get through footwear is the direction of their flight after they have perpetrated their evil, which direction they took, and this one can help us to track them. Another advantage or number five is we through the footwear impression you can get the approximate height or size of the uh, offender or the suspect. Then we can even through it we can know how many are they, whether it is just only one person or many. We can know the actual number of people that came to that place. Then how lastly how violent they were at the crime scene. This can give us clue to every all this information can be gotten from the footwear evidence. There are types of footwear impression, just like your fingerprint impression, just like your fingerprint or your finger or your palm impression. We have a visible, we have invisible, and then we have plastic. We have visible. The visible footwear impression are those impression or those marks left behind by the perpetrator, by the shoe of the perpetrator that is visible to eyes, and this can be formed by when the shoe of the suspect might have touched things like oil, like blood, like ink, and so on and so forth. See, it will form a visible impression. And then we have invisible. Invisible, that one is formed when the shoe of the suspect walk over hard surfaces and the electrostatic induction between the sole and the ground now form the impression. So that one, there's a way we collect this type of evidence from the or this type of footwear from the crime scene. Then the last one is the plastic. The plastic is the plastic footwear impression is formed when the footwear press against surfaces like snow, like wet sand or dry sand, and what we call 3D impression is formed. That is a kind of impression where you have the depth and uh, the depth and the length. So you have the 3D, and this one will give you exactly what you're supposed to see, as if you are looking at the real shoe by the time you cast it. So in all these type of footwear impression, there are various methods that you can use to remove them. But because of our time, we are going to discuss on how to lift uh, footwear impression, or how to record footwear impression on a sand like this, that is a plastic one, on a sand. So what in front of me, I have a footwear that is left by a shoe. So this is a footwear, and we are going to demonstrate how to lift the lift it. After lifting it, then all we need is suspect. As we have some suspect, by the time we get the suspect and we're able to compare the shoe of the suspect, maybe the shoe they wear to that they were wearing at the time they were arrested, or the one we got at their homes, or in his home, or wherever he's keeping his properties, then we can compare them together. And one thing with this kind of impression is that if you have two shoes manufactured by the same manufacturer, even if they are the same size and of the same batch, there are a lot of things that will differentiate the two of them. If they are bought the same day and maybe Siamese twins are wearing them, they bought them from the same person, from the same manufacturer, they are manufactured by the same day. By the time they wait for up to 2-3 weeks, the differences between the shoes will be clearly established. So what do we need when you want to cast the impression, when we want to cast it? Then, because what we are going to do is casting method for this kind of a thing. Though we have 4 methods by which you can record this kind of footwear impression. We have a photograph, we have a documentation, we have casting and lifting. But because of time, we are going to discuss on casting alone. That of photograph is not there's no it's not difficult, but we are going to discuss on casting alone because of time. So when you want to cast, what are the things needed? You need The first thing you need is you need a dental stone. This is dental stone. This is blue. There are some that are pure white. There are some that are on another color. So you need a dental stone. Then you need a turning spoon. You need water. You need water. You need a bowl, mixing bowl. Then you are going to need a talcum powder. Now, on a wet sand like this, if the sand is tightly packed the way we have it here, all we need to do is to proceed and sprinkle this talcum powder on top of it. I will tell us the reason later. But if you have a kind of a soil that is breaking, that is not tightly tightly packed like this, we have to use ear spray. You spray that ear spray on the impression. The purpose of that is to bind it together a little so that it won't give way. But this one is okay now. You don't need to use any ear spray. Now, the purpose of using this talcum powder to spread it on it is that by the time you want to remove the cast, when the cast is dry and want to remove it, it will remove easily. Just a bit. It won't be. It must not be too much. Just sprinkle it over it. Yes. Then after that, you need to take some of the dental stone. At times you may use my plaster of Paris, known as POP. But the problem with that one is that uh, it will take time before it will solidify. It can take up to 30 minutes or an hour if it is inside water. On dry ground like this or on a sand like this, it will take like 30 minutes. But this one will dry within 15 minutes. That is, dental stone will dry within 30 minutes and it's harder. It is more permanent than plaster of Paris. Then another thing is that the fine details on the shoe, it doesn't matter how that detail may be so tiny, it will, you see it, it will appear by the time you are doing the analysis in the lab. So you see everything. So it's better, it's preferable to POP. But where if you are unable to get POP, I mean, if you are unable to get a dental stone, you can use POP. But this one is better, and this one will give you faster and better result. So let's go ahead. Dental stone is this is what the dentists what they use to cast teeth, to make model of teeth. So you miss it. So when you are pouring it, you have to make sure that you don't pour it directly. You just use this, you can use a stick or this spoon to guide it as it's dropping so that it won't be dropping directly. Use it to guide it as it's dropping on it. From one side to the other. Pour it. You allow it to dry for 5 minutes, then you write some information on it. For example, the name of the officer, the collection officer. You can write initial. the date. Today is 6/20. I mean 6. Yes, 20. Today is 28. Um, 2024. Then the location. The location maybe in front of the. So you write the information there, and you allow it to dry for 5 minutes. I mean for 15 minutes. So after you allow it to dry, then you remove the sand. You can use this brush or harder one, like toothbrush, to remove it. But this sand is. Sorry. Then after this, you package it in an evidence bag, and uh, you send it to the laboratory. The analysis will be done in the lab. This place will be washed totally with water. Then later, in the lab, there are ways by which we do the analysis. The print here will be transferred to another um, paper, which from that place we can see everything clearly and compare it the uh, with the footwear from the suspect. This is where we are going to stop today. Thank you.